This podcast is created as part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify. So, hey everyone, once again, I would like to welcome you all to yet another episode in the Data Science Foundation. From the last 10 episodes, we have discussed all the basics and fundamental details about the data science. So, I think जितने भी डिस्कशंस हमने लास्ट 10 एपिसोड्स में किए हैं वो कम्प्लीटली रेफर करते हैं वो सारे बेसिक आइडियाज जिसको आप एज अ फ्रेशर लेवल और इवन एट अ बिट एडवांस लेवल समझ सकते हो कि कहाँ से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, क्या क्या चीज़ें डेटा साइंस से पॉसिबल है। ओके, कितने नए इनोवेशंस अभी तक हो चुके हैं और फर्दर क्या क्या चीज़ें हम डेटा साइंस के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के थ्रू देख सकते हैं। नाउ अपकमिंग 10 एपिसोड्स हमने डिजाइन किए हैं उन सारे डेटा साइंस पीपल के लिए या फिर उन सारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो डेटा साइंस इंटरव्यूज भी प्लान कर रहे हैं। इसके अलावा अगर आपको डेटा साइंस के बारे में और डीप में जानना है तो हमारे सीजन 1 के 10 एपिसोड्स को आप रेफर कर सकते हो जिसमें हमने डिफरेंट गेस्ट्स को इनवाइट किया है एंड द डिस्कशंस आर ऑफ अराउंड 60 minutes or 30 minutes or even 90 minutes based on the kind of elaborative topic we have chosen. So अभी ये जो हम नेक्स्ट 10 एपिसोड्स कर रहे हैं इसमें मोस्टली आपको इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में पता चलेगा जो कि डिफरेंट डेटा साइंटिस्ट पोजीशंस पे लोग डिफरेंट कंपनीज में कर रहे हैं। तो आज हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं विद Shashank Kodhati. He's working as a senior consultant of data science and engineering with Ernst and Young, which is basically known as EY. So, hey Shashank, hi, and welcome to the podcast.
Hey Akash, thanks for
Yep,
inviting me. Yeah,
yep, welcome. So, I think before starting, सिंपल मैं आपसे ये पूछता हूँ कि अभी कोविड की सिचुएशन में कैसा चल रहा है, अब आपकी
yeah,
करंट
everything
वर्किंग
is
लाइफस्टाइल कैसी है?
yeah, things have changed quite from last 2 years. I mean, we are getting
राइट,
acclimatized with that situation, so things are
राइट,
going good so far.
ओके। सो अभी आई थिंक जो प्रोडक्टिविटी हम लोग दे पाते थे वर्किंग फ्रॉम ऑफिस, क्या उस लेवल पे या फिर थोड़ा सा अफेक्टेड आप फील करते हो बिकॉज वो
We,
कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं मिल पाता उस लेवल पे, राइट?
we obviously we have to be in a number of calls to get our work done if you're working
राइट,
from home. But the scenario would
राइट,
be different if you are in office. You can just drag your chair to your nearby colleague and you can work on that.
राइट, राइट। ओके, सो ओके, ग्रेट। सो चलेगा आई थिंक शशांक, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद योर इनिशियल जर्नी। ओके, सो अभी आप थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बात करते हैं कि 12th के बाद जब आपने इंजीनियरिंग ज्वाइन करी, ओके, उसके बाद
Yeah,
पहला आपका ट्रांजिशन कैसा था एंड वो अर्ली टाइम कैसा था आपका कंप्लीटली?
cool. Yeah, got it.
यप,
Yeah,
यप,
I would like to give some information that I am from IISc Surathkal. I'm a 2019 graduate, and moreover,
राइट,
I'm a mining engineer graduate, but got switched into uh, the software industry at the end of my final year.
राइट,
So, the main thing I would like to focus is uh, college is a basic foundation for any particular career. So, try to utilize uh, what you call second, third, and final years in a good way. Just going back to my journey. So, as I said,
राइट,
I'm a mining engineer graduate. I learned mining throughout my 3 years, 3 to 4 years. But parallelly, I kept focus on coding and some data science where pandas was what you call a known library for everyone. So I played with pandas,
राइट,
played with SQL. That helped me basically in clearing my campus placement interviews, and then
राइट,
I have landed into one job in one of the startups. So just to
Okay.
reiterate things, whatever stream you are, just focus on what you want to do. I'm a mining engineer,
Right.
but still I have focused on Python, SQL, Excel, and then Pandas. This helped me to crack what you call a placement interview job, and then I got into a startup. Yeah. So this is how it started.
गॉट इट गॉट इट चलेगा. सो आई थिंक प्रोसीड करने से पहले एक छोटा सा आई थिंक आई ट्राई टू गेट एन आइडिया फ्रॉम यू कि बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स 12th के बाद वाना गेट इनटू आईआईटी एंड एनआईटीज राइट
Okay.
एंड उनका आई थिंक एक लर्निंग कोहोर्ट मेंटेन करना होता है ओके सो दैट टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ सच renowned institutions. So any
Yep.
suggestions for them who are currently into this?
So they want to get into NITs and IITs right after plus 12.
Right, right, because most of the students are preparing for that.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I mean, getting into IITs and NITs, we have an exam called JE or IIT at once. So you have to crack these things. For cracking these things, you have to be fully determined. I mean, you have to dedicate your whole 2 years of your thing here. And once you dedicate
Right.
your life over here, you'll be having good foundation in NIT or IIT. Once you get into this prestigious college, obviously you have to struggle, you have to learn, you have to clear all these subjects. But at least you'll be having a foundation, or you'll be having that confidence that I'm in some cream pool of people where if I put little bit effort, I can get a job. So what I'm trying to say is just work hard for plus two, get into prestigious institution, work little bit more over that, and you'll be having more confidence in life, and that will fetch you job as usual.
Right, absolutely. Yep. So I think yeah, that will help a bit to those who are actually at that level. And you know, we have seen a lot of interest right now. Okay, so most of those people who are moving or trying to get some idea, okay, they are moving from visual content to audio content, okay, so that they can focus, okay, that what kind of positive discussions are going around. So I think this will help them a lot. Okay,
And I
so
would like to
I
add one
think
more point.
yeah, please.
Basically, people from students after plus 12, they'll be having
Right,
more lot of time before they get into a bachelor's degree.
right,
Time will be somewhere around 4 to 6 months, depends upon the college they are joining. I would ask
right,
people to utilize this term for maybe learning coding, or just learn whatever they want to do at that time. I know
right,
they are
right,
totally
at
struggle.
initial level.
Yes, I mean, it's a very
Right,
precious time people don't do. If they leverage
right,
the time and learn something, it will be easy in their college. This is my personal experience. I've just been into first year of my college, and it
right,
was a C program class, and everyone when a teacher asked a question, everyone is giving their answers, but I'm totally dumb. I don't know what's happening. Then I came to know that these people have programming knowledge right before entering into bachelor's degree.
right, right.
Yeah.
That's make a lot of importance. Even if you'll be giving half an hour daily, okay,
Yes.
because if you are into engineering, you can't deny that you don't have to do any kind of coding. At one level or another, you have to have a basic knowledge, okay, and that will really help in any kind of
Yes.
scenarios, right? That
True.
makes
True.
sense. Yeah, and one more thing I just wanna tell everyone, okay, about Sasank, that we have been collaborated, okay, to develop a workshop program for all those students, okay, who are into engineering and wanna get an idea about data science. He's a part of our community member. He's one of our community member, and yeah, so you might join us for the workshop and get all the basic idea at least, or even build some project out of it. So we are into that, and we might get you might collaborate with us, okay, for that kind of thing. So yeah, these are some initial steps that really needed for freshers or even who are just starting their career in data science. Let's talk about your first job, right? So what
Yeah.
is your first job and what kind of data science work that you are doing into? Okay, what
Yeah.
kind of
Sure.
exposure you have got there, right?
Yeah. Cool. So speaking about my first job, so my role was a data engineer. So So
Right.
I joined in a startup as a data engineer, and I was what do you call, by God's grace, I've been working on very good technologies. I've started my project
Okay.
with a streaming service called Kafka. Then I have
Okay.
totally got exposure to cloud services. So at the first project, my first company, all these, I mean, in these particular projects, I don't have direct exposure to data science projects, but have
Right.
exposure to data engineering. I feel data
Okay.
engineering and data science are closely related. So I've been part of
Right.
these projects where I have learned many things. I got habituated to clouds. I worked with Google Cloud Services, Amazon Web Services, as well as Azure. And I have
Right.
worked on few open source implementations like Kafka and worked on big data as well. So
Okay.
just to make a point that you might not be getting data science opportunity right away. With the
Right.
whatever opportunities you are getting, try to work in that. In my case, I worked as a data engineer that is closely related to data science. Yeah, I would say
Right.
I have learned a lot as a data engineer, and that is helping me right now in my data scientist job.
Right. Right. So yeah, I think we can figure out two major important points here. One is that first, getting into data science from a different field is it in itself a challenge, okay, where you need a lot of basic level preparations and foundational understanding which you have created, right? And second thing is that once you are getting into data science, uh, initial job, you might not start working on models, or you might not start working on the critical part that is happening around data science. So initial steps always going to be somewhere about most of the time I think it's a data cleaning, data pre-processing, or data collection, right? I think last 3 to 4 years there is hardly that capability you can see from data science and data engineer, but right now these two fields have a major I think grasp in each and every industry, right? So I
So
think
true.
and there is also a lot of different segments that is going to be created, okay, within these fields, and it gets separated on a day-to-day basis, because I can see uh, there are different data scientists for the cleaning purpose, there are different data science for the natural language processing purpose, there are different data scientists for image recognition, or we can say OCR level work or computer vision purpose. So things are getting broader in this field, okay. And yeah, initial level foundation, if you'll be able to build it up, then you can find out that which are the major important parts where you can move yourself ahead. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I totally
that's all.
agree with your point.
Yep. Right. Thanks.
And I would like to add one more point. Uh, like
Yeah, please.
as a working professional, we might not be getting opportunity to work on our desired projects or desired field. Suppose I'm a
Right.
data engineer, I worked on some project, but I'm interested in machine learning. Don't let your interest or passion go somewhere else. Learn it parallelly. Learn machine learning. What I did was I learned machine learning on my own. While I was a data
Right.
engineer working for my projects, I learned machine learning on my own, and now I'm a data scientist. So it's like
Right.
whatever
Right.
the job you do, if you are a systems engineer, if you are a software engineer, or if you are a data engineer, whatever it is, if you have interest towards something, just like try to learn it parallelly, and you can just divert your career somewhere or at the end.
Right, absolutely. Even actually, I know you from the time when you are working as a data engineer and trying to shift into data science, right? So we have
Yeah.
started collaborating in the different weekly meetups that is happening within community, and we have discussed all the nuanced details, right, around with the different capable members, that what are the different kind of data science job they are doing, okay, what are the different mathematical structure, what is p value and all, we have tried to
Yes.
identify and figure it
Yeah.
out, right? So yeah,
True. True.
these things need to be done first to get a cohort where you can understand that what I have to learn. Second, then get into deep and understand how you'll be learning and how you'll be making impact with that learning, right? So I
Yeah.
think that make a lot of sense. Okay, so let's go ahead a bit. Uh, Let us discuss, I think, a bit about what you said, because you know what happens. One student who is just graduating from a college, okay, he might, based on the kind of a profile company is looking, or he might not. There is a chances of rejection, right?
True.
So, reject. How to understand the first of all, rejection is a part of the travel, it's not an end. Okay, so how student can focus it out, okay, and how rejection can be seen, okay, by different people or different interviews. Plus just let's give an idea that how to deal with it and go ahead with it, how it can be helpful.
Yeah, sure. So I would like to
Yep.
speak my personal experience over here. After while I was transitioning from data engineer to data scientist, I was giving a number of interviews. So while I start my
Right.
interview, it was totally based on resume, and it was totally based on my projects as well, where I've shown my 100% effort. But there are few places where you are not confident at, so that
Right.
interviews will try to catch you up easily. And what I'm trying to say over here is, just don't consider rejections as rejections. Sit for that interview.
Right.
Sit for that interview. Understand where you're failing. Just write
Right.
on a notebook what questions you have failed at and how to overcome those questions. For example, during my very first interview, I got confused between F1 score and recall and precision. I know these concepts very well, but during
Right.
due to interview phobia, I got confused and
Right.
said a precision for recall, recall for precision, etc. Then I realized
Right.
that people are asking more on this precision recall. Why don't I learn
Mm.
in depth on this? So what I'm
Right.
saying is, if you are just failing an interview, don't be sad. Just understand why did you fail. Write notes for
Right.
it, and you can improve in the second interview. As per my
Right.
experience, I have given
Absolutely.
a number of interviews, and I have passed in few, I have failed in few, but I got a good
Right.
knowledge as well. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, and I think it's the case with each and every working professional. I can say myself is that I have filled almost 10 to 12 interviews at initial levels. Okay, but what I'll be really looking for. So it will be there. Okay, until you'll be completely prepared, or even if you are completely prepared, you might be rejected because the company is looking for something else. So
True.
it's not there will be, I think it's a supply and demand gap, right? So if there is a gap, it might be on you, okay, as a rejection. But if it get fulfilled, okay, with the kind of profile and the requirement is there, it's gonna be solve it out. So yeah, I think thanks for bringing this point here, Sashank. Let's talk a bit more on fresher level of content, okay, and what they're really looking for. So as a freshers, what do you want to suggest that they should make focus, okay, for their data science job interviews, first of all, and second, someone who is working in different field but want to switch into data science. So what kind of means support line
Understood.
you'll be able to create, right?
Yeah, cool. So first I'll speak about freshers who are just graduating from college.
Right.
I urge them to have good foundations in college. That is, try to have good foundations for data science right from college. You have a number of
Right.
resources. You can go to Udemy,
Right.
you can go to Coursera, you can go to a number of courses and have good foundation in the college itself. If you have that
Right.
ability, if you have a chance to get campus placement, do it over there because the competition is very less. Say in your
Right.
college there are 1,000 people, so you have to compete among these 1,000 people for a job in campus placement. So what I
Right.
suggest is, do whatever you can, study whatever you can in college, and get placed in college.
Right.
But if you don't get placed in college, you have another opportunity. Life is giving you another opportunity. Come out and study whatever you want. Understand the industry, and study what are the niche skills. With respect to data scientist job, they have to be good at pandas, they have to be good at python, they have to be good at sql. Having a cloud knowledge is an added advantage. Having
You're right.
probability and statistics knowledge is an added advantage. Have all this, check for opportunities. Even though if it is a startup paying you little bit less amount, you can get into that. First and
Right.
foremost important thing in this IT industry is to get a job and have a foundation. Once you get
Right.
a job, you can
Absolutely.
learn things on your own, and you can switch job at any time into a desired industry. What I'm trying to say is
Right.
try to get a job in college. If not, come out where competition is high. You need not to bother. You have to learn things. You have to apply. You can apply from Naukri. Be confident and active in LinkedIn, and check with others. Check with others. Increase your network who can help you with some referrals. Whatever the
Right.
opportunities you are getting, join it. It could be an intern, it could be a full-time role. If it is a startup also, just join. But once you are into industry, it will help you. You'll be having a good foundation, then you can go it into any direction you want.
Right. I think, yeah, that makes sense actually. Uh, because I think, and the same goes for those who want to switch into data science as well, right? They have to almost build foundation network. They have to be network supported, okay, whether through LinkedIn, okay, and be available for what kind of requirements are being posted on a daily or weekly basis from Naukri or even LinkedIn, right? And
True.
I'd like to add my perspective here, okay, that what I have gone through during my college placement, I got placed as a software engineer, okay. So, I got placed as a software engineer, but I didn't go there because the kind of technology and the involvement of project that company is in is not where my interest aligned, right? So I am unable to join there, okay, simply just because of that, okay, with the intimation from my side. And then I think I have to look around for 3 to 4 months, okay, on my personal basis to find some job as a means in data science field. So it
Got
took
it.
me multiple rejections, and finally one company has offered me a job, okay, as a Python developer at a fresher, and they have intended me to give the data science profile if it gets suitable in the next 1 year. So in
Great.
that way, my transition happened, right? So
Yeah, that's what I'm pointing out, the same thing. Just be
right.
happy with whatever you get and flow in the direction what you want to do.
Right, absolutely. So, you have to understand that where you are suitable for, okay, and are you able to give the kind of sacrifice for that suitability that you are looking for? So, I think it's work in that way, right? To understand
Yeah,
the
true.
problem, make yourself suitable with it, okay, and be competitive in this market so that there is a demand for you that can be generated. So I think this is the basic idea that we have created, okay, and this is just to give freshers or some experience level people to get an idea about what is the journey of a data science profile look like, okay, how they have started and what they are in right now. So I think thanks Shashank, okay, and thanks for joining with us for this discussion. I hope you have enjoyed it with us.
Yeah. Thanks, Akash and Neils.
Yep, yeah. So yep, and I think yeah, uh, best of luck, and we'll see you within our community and activities, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you soon, Akash.